In my prior videos, you know I've been discussing signs of when you should probably be thinking about taking profits. And I'm going to discuss even more signs right now, and they are coming. Plus, I'm going to discuss whether or not real estate is better than Bitcoin. This is going to be fun. Let's actually start with the discussion on Bitcoin versus real estate. So this is fascinating. My friend sent me this. Back in 2016, real estate, the average price in the US was $288,000, and it took 664 Bitcoin to buy that house. Then, let me skip a couple years, 2020. The average price, because of inflation, as you know, prices get higher because the Federal Reserve is printing lots of currency. Average price was $328,000, and it took 45 Bitcoin. So we just went from 664 Bitcoin to 45 Bitcoin. Now, year 2022, we have the average house at $381,000, which is 25.5 Bitcoin. So that's really like, it keeps going down and down and down because more and more people need a hedge against inflation. That is why people buy Bitcoin, and inflation I mean, housing really isn't keeping up with inflation too much. It really isn't. I mean, we just had we're printing $1 trillion every 90 days. So like housing is like paling in comparison. In the US, I should say. Other places around the world is actually keeping up fairly well. But okay, let's move on to 2023. We had the average house at $408,000, which was back then 15.8 Bitcoin. All right. Now, moving on to today, the average house is $434,000, which is now about just over 4 Bitcoin. So that number keeps going down and down and down. This is the reason why we tell people, hey, listen, if you want to hedge against inflation, this is the perfect example. You don't get a better example than this, okay? So the whole 2% inflation rate that the Federal Reserve tells you about, it's all BS. All the FOMC meetings, they're just lying to you. That's all it is. It's a lie, okay? If you're listening to influencers out there that are telling you that, oh, you should be listening to the FOMC meeting, I'm very excited about it, the FOMC meeting, they don't understand Bitcoin. They know nothing about Bitcoin. Let's move on to the Federal Reserve, exactly who they are. I like to dive a little bit deeper, and I want to show people who the Federal Reserve actually is, because you know what? I didn't have anybody telling me this in college and school or anything like that. I just thought prices just get more expensive. But let's go over this. So the Federal Reserve Board employs more than 500 researchers, including more than 400 PhDs, economists who represent an exceptionally diverse range of interests and areas of expertise. So all of these people coming together, trying to figure out how to set interest rates, how to keep the U.S. dollar from inflating away, or how to keep it at 2%, they're all worthless. I mean, they're doing a worthless job. Like, it's just utter crap, because we all know that nothing matters with the Federal Reserve. They just print and print and print, and they will be the lenders and buyers of last resort. That they want to own the whole world. Look at the Federal Reserve balance sheet. Keeps rising every single year. Okay, so, and that's not going to change, by the way, in the next 4 years. Okay, so now, listen to this. Americans now consider $2.2 million the new minimum to feel wealthy. This is according to Yahoo Finance. Why is it $2.2 million now? It's because of inflation. I keep saying this over and over again. I'm giving you example after example, because this is what happens when you have the Federal Reserve running the show. If you don't think they run the show, look at my video when a reporter asked Jerome Powell, if Trump wants you to step down, are you going to step down? So let's move on to a tweet from Ki Young Ju. He says, Bitcoin market seems too early to call a bubble. Okay, the market cap hasn't increased significantly relative to cumulative on-chain capital inflows. Based on the current realized cap, it could rise to $141,000 a coin. The realized cap has been steadily increasing every day. So as you can see in these charts right now that I'm showing you, study for yourself. For me personally, I think that's around where I think Bitcoin will possibly top, around that or $200,000. I can't picture it going up even further, but hey, I hope I'm wrong. I really do hope I'm wrong on that. But Bob Lucas, who's a great trader, he's got a very popular YouTube channel as well. He says the I'm a genius trader stage of the cycle seems to have started. And this is what happens, guys. Like I shared with you when I was on that Venice bridge, that people were just kind of making fun of people saying, hey, MicroStrategy, that could be, that could crash eventually. And you know what, this is what happens during bull markets. People think nothing can crash. Everything's just going to go up forever. And I'm here to tell you guys, like, I'm here to protect you, just as Heidi protected you guys when she called out Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX saying he was a fraud 2 weeks before it collapsed. Yes, you can see that video as well. So, I mean, we've been in this space a very long time and we know what to look forward to in this space, and it's so typical. And these are the type of things that you can learn at learningcrypto.com, and we will show you and guide you. We want to guide people through this bull market, especially when to sell. If you want to see when we're selling, definitely check us out there. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you with this quote. The best investors in the world are really good at doing nothing for long periods of time. And so I tell you this quote because it's really important to understand that unless you're the 2% of top traders in the world, quit trying to time the market, quit being like super excited because the price is rising or whatever. You should be even keeled essentially right now. You should have bought during when we were buying the dips, the bear markets, over and over again, and that is when you can just kind of chill and relax right now. This is the most relaxing part of the cycle right now. And as you can see, we're in Italy right now enjoying ourselves. I don't have to be looking for different coins or whatever. My bags are already packed, and if you definitely want to check out my bags, learningcrypto.com. Talk to you guys soon.